Hi, my name is Steve, business partner Austin, and today we're going to look at LinkedIn newsletters and are they worth it for bookkeepers? So, here's somebody asking for a subscribe right there, and every day I get people sending me something to try to subscribe to their newsletter. Nearly every day. Well, it is every day. I'll get several a day, and I get a little tired of receiving them, honestly. And I'm not the best candidate because I don't even end up really reading them. So, um, I'm not the best candidate for them, but there are others that I know that do a pretty good job with their subscriptions and getting people to read them. So, um, what's the good part of having a newsletter if you're a bookkeeper? Well, first off, anybody who signs up actually trusts you and likes you because they had to get asked. First off, they connected with you, and then they had to ask, do they want to do this? And if they said yes, that's a good sign. LinkedIn really pushes these newsletters. Um, every time one gets, you publish another one, the subscriber gets notified. Uh, and it's kind of a big deal if you can get in there and get this working for you. It's a pretty big deal. You can do very well with it. And like I said, every subscriber has opted in, so they're not just your passive people that don't care. They've actually said, "Yeah, we want to hear from you." So that's big, and it does build authority over time. So if you had, let's say, been doing one newsletter, let's just say a month, and now you're up to 12 newsletters, that's kind of a big deal. That it shows that you know what you're doing. You're and people will tend to trust that. If it's brand new, your trustworthiness, needs to be proved on each and every one you send out. But that's the game of it. That's where you're trying to get to. What are the problems of these? Because right now I painted a nice picture. Well, there are some problems. Your first issue, so you put yourself out there, you let everybody know you got this newsletter, and what if four people sign up for it? I mean, that's still not that bad, right? It's 40 you didn't have before, but you might be writing to almost nobody. When you send that first letter out, maybe nobody reads it, but that's not even a failure. That's just how sometimes this stuff works. So if you're thinking that, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to completely fill up my calendar with this, you will definitely be disappointed. Now, if you do it for a year or 2 years or 3 years, then you're going to get some off of that. You're still not going to fill up your calendar, most likely up just from that, but you'll get some, and some help. LinkedIn newsletters are something that LinkedIn really, really does push the algorithm. I'm learning from Austin how not to talk, right?
That was the last video. You can't.
the the algorithms um, of LinkedIn love these. They love them. They push for them. They want you to subscribe to them. They want people to do these, and that's probably one of the reasons that I don't necessarily like them as a consumer, because they get pushed on me all the time. So I don't really even want to look at any more of those. But the ones who do them and are successful with them, they can do well with it. And if you have built up an audience that trusts your work and likes what you have to say, you're ahead of everybody else. I'm going to turn it over to Austin.
So who should write the newsletters? It make the most sense if you're already posting on LinkedIn regularly and want to go deeper than like normal post allows. And if you want to position yourself as like the go-to guy for a specific niche, like like something like, I don't know, e-commerce sellers or uh, house cleaners, like a newsletter that lets you speak directly to the audience week after week. I mean, I don't know how many house cleaners are on LinkedIn, but you never know. So it would make sense if you like to write, and like if you don't like writing, if making content is like a chore, then it will not end up well. So if you have any opinions that you like to share though, and you have you have a lot of things to say to small business owners, newsletters can be one of the best formats that LinkedIn offers. So who should wait on writing newsletters? If you don't have any LinkedIn presence yet, then you'll probably be, screaming into a empty cavern. I was trying to think, empty canyon. Yeah, that was the word I was thinking of. No one's gonna hear it. Um, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's there to hear it, did it make a sound? The answer is yes, but in this case, no. So, um, you need to build your LinkedIn presence first, and build a habit of posting before you add a newsletter on top of it. So your subscribers come in organically from your content. Um, the bottom line is that the LinkedIn newsletters are a legitimate tool. They're not magic. They're not a shortcut. But for someone trying to build a brand, trying to own a niche, and willing to show up consistently, you're one of the better free tools on the platform right now. I feel like you keep looking. Start small. Pick a topic you could write about for a year. Commit to it twice a month. Give it 6 months before you judge whether it's working.
I'm gonna try to clean up the mess again, just like yesterday's, and see if we can finish this one off. So, um, if you like to write, this would be something you should consider. I would not recommend using AI writing if you are going to do a newsletter. Now, if you want to do them for your post, I think most people I'm reading like most look like they're AI posts. But if you're going to do this, have this definitely written by you. It's much better. I even think it's better on the post if you write it. But if you want to do it for for yourself, for this brand, for your newsletter, write it yourself. If you hate writing, yeah, this is gonna feel like a punishment, like in gym class. If you didn't do something right, you'd have to run around the whole field a few times. It'll feel like that. So just don't do that. But if you're a good writer, and you probably know that you are, then go ahead and give this a try. But don't give it one try and then say, oh, this doesn't work. There's 3 people signed up and nobody read it, because that still is somewhat of a success. You got 3 people to sign up, and then the next time, as you keep pushing this through, you probably have, maybe a month later, maybe you'll be up to 15, maybe 20, and that might sound like nothing, but it builds up. So thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.